Fourth edition of Interchange, the most widely used and the most successful English course in the world. This state-of-the-art software is designed to help you maximize your teaching effectiveness as you move seamlessly through each lesson, incorporating video, audio, and even online resources, all with the click of a mouse. Visit the link below or contact your Cambridge University Press representative for a demonstration today.
Unit 11. It's really worth seeing. It's worth seeing. It's important to see. It's important to see. Wonder, marvel, wonder, marvel. Something that causes admiration. Something that causes admiration. Leaves, flat green parts of a plant. Leaves, flat green parts of a plant. Marble, marble. A hard rock that's shiny after cutting. Marble, a hard rock that is shiny after cutting. Cutting, T soft D. Saucer, British saucer, American saucer. A curved plate which you put a cup on. A curved plate. Nest, a structure built by birds. Nest, a structure built by birds. Unique, unusual, rare. Unique, unusual, rare. Structure, building. Any type of construction. Structure, building. Any type of construction. Construction, building. Constructed, built. Here the verb is in the past. Constructed, build, built. Look like, to be similar to. Look like, to be similar to. Completed, finished. The verb in present, complete, finish. In the past, completed, finished. D as the sound, finished. The D here is going to be pronounced T, finished. Completed, finished. Amazing, very surprising, very surprising. 2. Empire State Building. Empire State Building, a very tall famous building in the US. Empire State Building, a very tall famous building in the US. Architect, a person who designs new buildings. Architect, a person who designs new buildings. Locate, located, located. Be situated. 3. Radium, radium, shining metal. A shining metal. Metal, T soft D. A shining metal that has a high level of radioactivity. Radioactivity. Radioactivity, T soft D, activity. British radioactivity. Radium, a shining metal. HDTV, digital high definition television. HDTV, digital high definition television. Digital high definition television. A special large screen television. Special large screen television system that shows clear images. 6. Burial places. Burial places. Tombs, be silent, tombs. burial places, tombs. Mummy, mummy, a dead body in ancient Egypt. Mummy, a dead body in ancient Egypt. Treasures, treasures. American treasures. Also treasures, treasures in British, treasures. Very valuable things, very valuable things. Ruins, broken parts. Destroyed things. Ruins, broken parts. Destroyed things. Attraction for tourists. Attraction for tourists. A place that attracts tourists. Attraction for tourists. A place that attracts tourists. Jungles. Forest. Woods. Jungles. Forest. Woods. Interchange 2 4th edition. Unit 11, Part 1. Unit 11 is really worth seeing. 1. Snapshot. Modern wonders. Wonders, marvels. The modern wonders. Look at the pictures. Picture number 1. What's this? This is a building. Different people, a lot of people. Maybe they are tourists. Green area. This building like a flower, like the lotus flower. The Lotus Temple. The Lotus Temple in Delhi, India, was finished in 1986. Its lotus-shaped leaves are made of marble. So this is the Lotus Temple, and this Lotus Temple is in India. Where in India? In Delhi. Where is it? It's in Delhi. Delhi, India. It was finished in 1986. It was built in 1986. Its lotus-shaped leaves are made of marbles. So these are the leaves, like the leaves of plant. They are made of marbles. They're made of marble. This is one of the modern wonders of the world. 2. Look at the picture. What's this? This is like a saucer. Saucer, American saucer. A plate, we put the cup of coffee on it. Here you see a lake, water, rocks, very big rocks. What's this? This is the Museum of Contemporary Art in Niterói, Brazil. Is modern, saucer-shaped structure. So this is the Museum of Contemporary Art. Contemporary art, this is modern art. Contemporary, modern art. Where is it? It's located in Brazil. It's in Brazil. What's this shape like? Its shape, its appearance, it's like saucer. 3. Mille Viaduct. What's this? This is a bridge. A bridge. This bridge is in France. So the Mille Viaduct. The Mille Viaduct, this is French name. over the Thames River in France. It goes across the Thames River in France. Was opened in 2004. It's the tallest bridge in the world. This bridge, where is it? It's in France. It goes over the Thames River. When was it opened? It was opened in 2004. Why do you think? Because it's the tallest bridge in the world. This is the tallest bridge in the world. 4. Look at the picture here. This is wonderful appearance. Very, very rare appearance. It has a lot of lights. This is the National Stadium. The National Stadium in Beijing. The National Stadium in China is also known as the bird's nest because of its unique appearance. This is the National Stadium in China. It's known as the bird's nest. What's a nest? Nest, this is the house, the home of bird. Bird's nest. Why? Because of its wonderful rare appearance. Unique means rare, unusual. Rare, unusual. So this is stadium. Stadium, people go, have seats and watch football matches. In the stadium, there are different football matches. Oh, look at this. You see here the sea. And in the sea, there is a palm, a tree that gives dates. Palm in the sea, palm tree in the sea. The Palm Islands, S silent islands. The Palm Islands, I can make the D silent or say the Palm Islands or the Palm Islands of Dubai, UAE, United Arab Emirates, were designed to look like palm trees. Construction was started in 2001. So, what's this? This is a palm tree, and all of them, they are shaped like Palm Islands. Where are they? The Palm Islands are in Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates. When was it constructed? The construction was started in 2001. Let's answer some questions. Which of these wonders do you think is the most amazing and why? Which one is the most surprising? Which one is the most wonderful? Which one is the most surprising? And why? All of them, all of these wonders are surprising. But the Palm Islands of Dubai, United Arab Emirates, are the most surprising, are the most amazing. Because how can you make a building in the water, in the middle of the water, and it's like a palm tree? It's really a miracle. Miracle? This is wonder, marvel, astonishing thing, unusual something, miracle, unusual something. Also, the National Stadium in China. The National Stadium in China is a great wonder. It's amazing. Its shape, its design, and it has different lights and colors. This is rare appearance, unusual appearance, unusual design, wonderful unusual design. What other modern wonders do you know about? What are they and where are they? Do you know any other modern wonders? What are they? Where are they? In which countries are they? What modern wonders are in your country? In my country, there are different wonders in the world. In Egypt, there are ancient and modern wonders. For example, in Egypt, we have Cairo Tower. Cairo Tower, the highest building, the highest tower in the world, which is made of cement as a building tower. This is one of the highest towers all over the world, Cairo Tower. Ancient wonders are in Egypt. We have the pyramids, the Sphinx, Luxor. All of them are very old, ancient wonders of the world. The new wonders. 2. Perspectives. The Empire State Building. Look at the picture. What do you see? This is the Empire State Building. The Empire State Building. It's in New York. This is New York City. In New York City, there are a lot of buildings. If you watch the movie King Kong, the film King Kong, this is the building that King Kong was climbing up to be here. And the aeroplanes shoot King Kong. So this is the Empire State Building. The Empire State Building was in the past the tallest building in the world. In the past, not now, of course, not now. Now, A. How much do you know about the Empire State Building? Check through the statements you think are true. Make true for the sentences that are true. It was designed by an American architect. The Empire State Building was designed by an American architect and engineer. This is true or false? It's in New York City. It's in New York City, in the city of New York, in the USA. It was officially opened by the President of the United States in 1931. The President of the USA opened the Empire State Building in 1931. 4. It took 5 years to build. To build the Empire State Building, it took 5 years. It cost, this is the past, the verb in the past, cost. It cost $2 million to build. The cost of the Empire State Building was $2 million. There are 102 floors in the building. 7. There are colored lights at the top of the building. This is the top. Are there colored lights? There are colored lights at the top. 8. It's the tallest building in the world. It's here present now. It's the tallest building in the world. Now check these sentences and make true for for the true information and wrong for the wrong information, true or false. 1 minute to write your answer.
Unit 11. It's really worth seeing. Page 72, Exercise 2, Perspectives. The Empire State Building. Part B. Now listen and check your answers. What information is the most surprising?
Okay, folks, here we are in the Empire State Building. The history of the Empire State Building is filled with many interesting facts and figures. It was designed by American architect William Lamb to become the tallest building in the world. Construction began in March 1930, and by October of that same year, 88 floors were already finished. In 1931, after 14 months and $25 million, the building's 102 floors were officially opened by U.S. President Herbert Hoover. In 1964, colored lights were added to the top by the building's owners. The colors change almost every night. While it's no longer the world's tallest building, it is still seen as a symbol of New York City, and people from all over the world visit the building every year. It has even been featured in some of Hollywood's biggest films, including King Kong and Sleepless in Seattle.
Unit 11. It's really worth seeing. Page 72, Exercise 2, Perspectives. The Empire State Building. Part B. Now listen and check your answers. What information is the most surprising?
Okay, folks, here we are in the Empire State Building. The history of the Empire State Building is filled with many interesting facts and figures. It was designed by American architect William Lamb to become the tallest building in the world. Construction began in March 1930, and by October of that same year, 88 floors were already finished. In 1931, after 14 months and $25 million, the building's 102 floors were officially opened by U.S. President Herbert Hoover. In 1964, colored lights were added to the top by the building's owners. The colors change almost every night. While it's no longer the world's tallest building, it is still seen as a symbol of New York City, and people from all over the world visit the building every year. It has even been featured in some of Hollywood's biggest films, including King Kong and Sleepless in Seattle.
Now, check the answers. 1. It was designed by an American architect, an American engineer. Yes, true. 2. It's in New York City. True. 3. It was officially opened by the President of the United States in 1931. True. It was officially opened by Herbert Hoover, the President of the USA, in 1931. 4. It took 5 years to build. Wrong. Less than 2 years. It took less than 2 years. 14 months. It cost $2 million to build. Wrong. It cost $25 million. 4 wrong, 5 wrong. 4 false, 5 false. 6. There are 102 floors in the building. There are 102 floors in the building. True. 7. There are colored lights at the top. Yes. True. There are colored lights at the top and they change every day. 8. It's the tallest building in the world. False. Wrong. It's not the tallest building in the world now. It was the tallest building in the world in the past. Now, Al Khalifa Tower in United Arab Emirates is the tallest building in the world. Al Khalifa Tower is the tallest building in the world.
Page 73, Exercise 3, Grammar Focus. Passive with by, simple past. The passive changes the focus of a sentence. For the simple past, use the past of be plus past participle. Active. The president opened the building in 1931. Passive.
It was opened by the president in 1931.
Active. An American architect designed the building. Passive.
It was designed by an American architect.
Active. In 1964, the building's owners added colored lights to the top. Passive.
Colored lights were added to the top by the building's owners in 1964.
Exercise 3. Grammar focus. Passive with by, simple past. The passive changes the focus of a sentence. The passive changes the focus, the interest of a sentence. For the simple past to make this, for example, we use the past of verb to be plus pp. The passive changes the focus of a sentence. In a sentence, we focus on the subject, but in the passive, we focus on the object. This is number 1. Number 2. For the simple past, use the past of verb to be plus past participle. The past of verb to be was, were, plus pp. Was, were, plus pp, plus past participle. Active. The president opened the building in 1931. Passive. The building, it. The building was opened by the president in 1931. So here we have the sentence, the president, subject, opened, verb, the building, object. We start with the object. The building, verb to be in the past, was and were. The building, one, singular. It was, the building was opened, pp, past participle. The building was opened by who? By the president. Two. An American architect designed the building. American architect, subject. Designed, verb. The building, object. Here, the focus, an American architect. This is the subject. Make the sentence passive. We start with the object. The building was designed by an American architect, by an American engineer. In 1964, the building's owners added colored lights to the top. So in 1964, the building's owners subject added verb, colored lights, object. So we start with the object. Colored lights were added to the top by the building's owners. Colored lights were added to the top by the building's owners in 1964. So you will start with the object, colored lights, verb to be, was or were, pp, the past participle, added, by subject, the building's owners. So here colored lights, object, were added to the top by the building's owners in 1964. Passive with by, simple past. The simple past, verb plus ded, ied, but this is passive. The simple past, look at the picture. What do you see? A boy, his name is Ahmed, and Ahmed carried some box. This has happened yesterday. This is a sentence, subject, verb, ded or ied plus object. This is the simple past, verb with ded, ied. Action that happened in the past and finished. Yesterday, Ahmed carried some box. So yesterday, Ahmed carried some box. This is active. Subject, verb, object. Yesterday, Ahmed carried some box. Carried, the verb with ied. This is sentence, active. To make it passive, what means passive? We start with the object. Here, we start with the object, some box. Some box. Then the verb, by, and the doer of the action. This is the doer of the action, the subject. Of course, we call it the doer of the action. So some box by Ahmed. The verb here, carried. Verb to be in the past, verb to be in the past, and the PP, the past participle. Carried, the past participle, carried. Verb to be in the past, was or were. Box, American box, plural, were. Some box were carried by Ahmed. So this is passive. So active, subject, verb, object. Active in the simple past and the verb ded, ied. Passive will start with object, was, were, plus pp, plus past participle by subject. Some box were carried by Ahmed. Second picture, the simple past in passive again. Look here, what do you see? A vase. Someone broke the vase. Someone broke the vase. So here, who broke the vase? Look at the picture. Woman and man. Woman and man. The woman is very angry and she asked this question. A, who broke the vase? B, the husband. He's afraid. He doesn't like to tell her the truth. He said, I don't know. The vase was broken. By who? He said, I don't know. I don't know, the vase was broken. And he is pointing at the dog. Maybe the dog, I don't know. So I don't know, the vase was broken. Who broke the vase? I didn't know, the vase was broken. Of course, this is not the truth. The use of passive. Why do we use passive? Well, we use the passive to change the focus. The passive changes the focus of a sentence. We focus on the object to pay attention to the object. Here, some box were carried by Ahmed. I don't care that Ahmed carried the box, but I would like to say some box were carried. The box were carried. This is very important. The box were carried. This is the important, not Ahmed who carried the box. No, the box were carried. So number one, to change the focus, to pay attention on the object, some box, not Ahmed, but some box. Two, sometimes I don't want to say who did it. Who broke the vase? I didn't know the vase was broken. So here I don't want to say I broke the vase, but I say the vase was broken because my wife is angry. So I say, I don't know, the vase was broken. I didn't do it. A. Complete the sentences with the simple past passive form of the verbs, then compare with the partner. In this exercise, you are going to complete the verb. Okay, you will put these verbs in passive. This passive in the simple past. So use was, were, plus PP. Was, were, and the past participle. Here you look at the picture, what do you see? Footballers, maybe footballers, and this is the World Cup. This is the World Cup. Who won the World Cup? This team is the Spanish team. Now, let's answer these questions. 1. The 2010 World Cup final. This is the final of the World Cup in 2010. Won by Spain. So that means Spain won the World Cup final of 2010. This is the sentence. How can I put it in passive? We'll start with the object. The 2010 World Cup final. This is singular. Was or were? Was. Past participle of when? Won. Was won by Spain. Won. Was won by Spain. 2. The film Avatar. The movie Avatar. Direct by James Cameron. The film Avatar. 1. This is it. Was or were? Was. The film Avatar was directed. ED. The film Avatar was directed by James Cameron. Directed. ED. The film Avatar was directed. 3. The novel The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. Huckleberry Finn. The novel, this is the subject, the novel. This is the name of the novel. Novel, this is like story, big story, long story. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn was written by Mark Twain. The novel was written by Mark. The novel was written by Mark. 4. The songs Revolution and Hey Jude. So I have here 2 songs, 2, not 1. Revolution, 1 song, another one, Hey Jude. The songs Revolution and Hey Jude were recorded by Beatles in 1968. Record, put ED, this is the PP, and here put was or were. The songs were plural, songs with S plural. The songs Revolution and Hey Jude were recorded by the Beatles. The Beatles, very, very, very famous group of musicians. Very, very famous band in 1970s in England. So number 4, were recorded. 5. The Starry Night, painted by Vincent van Gogh. The Starry Night, so this is the object, of course, but here is if it's the subject, this is singular. The Starry Night was painted, ED. The Starry Night was painted by Vincent van Gogh. The Starry Night was painted. 6. The Shanghai Grand Theater. The Shanghai Grand Theater. So this means the theater was designed. ED. The theater was designed by French architect Jean-Marie Charpentier. Jean-Marie Charpentier. This is a French name. The Shanghai Grand Theater was designed. The theater was designed, ED, by French architect. Architect, engineer, architect. 7. The opening ceremony of the 2012 London Olympics. The opening ceremony. See, this is the opening ceremony. This is the ceremony, celebration of opening the 2012 London Olympics. The Olympics. The opening ceremony was seen by millions of people. The opening ceremony was seen by millions of people. 8. In the 2007 film, I Am Not There. I Am Not There, this is the name of the film, the name of the movie. The American musician Bob Dylan, played by 6 different people, including Australian actress Kate Blanchett. So, where is the subject? Yes. The American musician was played by 6 different people, including Australian actress Kate Blanchett. B. Pair work. Change these sentences into passive sentences by. So in this exercise here, you are going to change the sentence into passive. You have 6 sentences, you try to change them into passive. 1 minute, try to answer. You start with the object, put the verb in passive, was, were, plus PP. 1. Sculptor Frederic Auguste Bartholdi. This is a French name. Sculptor, the sculpture Frederic Auguste Bartholdi. This is the name of a French man. Designed the Statue of Liberty in 1884. The Statue of Liberty, this is the Statue of Freedom in the USA. So we start with the object, by, subject, and the verb in the middle, was or were plus PP. So the Statue of Liberty was designed by Frederic Auguste in 1884. Again, the Statue of Liberty was designed by Frederic Auguste. Number 2. Daniel Day-Lewis played Abraham Lincoln in the 2012 film Lincoln. So here, Daniel Day-Lewis, subject, played, verb, Abraham Lincoln, object. So now this is the object, Abraham Lincoln. We'll start with the object. Abraham Lincoln was played by Daniel Day-Lewis. Again, the answer, in the 2012 film Lincoln, comma, Abraham Lincoln was played Daniel Day-Lewis. 3. Gabriel Garcia Marquez wrote the book 100 Years of Solitude in 1971. Gabriel Garcia Marquez, this is the subject, wrote, verb, the book, object. What is the name of the book? This is the name of the book. 100 Years of Solitude. Solitude, to be alone, loneliness. 100 years of isolation, of being alone. Solitude, isolation, or loneliness. In 1971. The book 100 Years of Solitude was written. The book was written by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. Again, the book 100 Years of Solitude was written by Gabriel Garcia Marquez in 1971. 4. OPEC produced the first digital HDTV in 1991. So OPEC, this is subject, produced, verb, the first digital HDTV object in 1991. So let's start here with the beginning. The first digital HDTV was produced by OPEC in 1991. Again, the answer, the first digital HDTV, high definition television, was produced by OPEC in 1991. 5. J.K. Rowling wrote the first Harry Potter book on an old manual typewriter. J.K. Rowling, this is the subject, wrote, verb, the first Harry Potter book, object. The first Harry Potter book on an old manual typewriter. So let's start. This is the subject, verb, object. The first Harry Potter book was written. The verb in the past was, and PP of right, written. Was written by J.K. Rowling. Again, the answer, the first Harry Potter book was written on an old manual typewriter by J.K. Rowling. The first Harry Potter book was written by J.K. Rowling. 6. Empire magazine readers choose The Godfather as the greatest film of all time. The Godfather, this is a name of a movie, a name of film, The Godfather. So, Empire magazine, this is the subject. Empire magazine readers, subject. Choose, verb. The Godfather, object. We'll start with the film of The Godfather. The Godfather was chosen by Empire magazine as the greatest film of all time. Again, The Godfather was chosen by Empire magazine readers as the greatest film of all time.
74, Exercise 5, Pronunciation. The letter O. Part A. Listen and practice. Notice how the letter O is pronounced in the following words. Ah.
Not.
Top.
O.
No.
Don't.
Oo.
Do.
Food.
One.
Love.
Page 74, Exercise 5. Ah.
Not.
Top.
O.
No.
Don't.
Oo.
Do.
Food.
One.
Love.
The letter O. How can I read? How can I say? How can I pronounce O? O. Ah. Like not. Top. So O is A. Not. Top. O. Like no. Done. This is O. Remember? No. Ah. Not. O. No. Oo. When I have O, it's double O. Like food. Do. Who. So oo. This is you. We make like oo. Do. Food. Here, the sound O as omega. We call it omega. It's a sound like one. Remember? La, love. 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 Sound. Love. To know this, it's just a training, so you can keep for every sound a word. So, not. Not. Oh, no. Oh, no. Ooh. Food. Food. Ooh. Love. Love. B. How is the letter O pronounced in these words? Write them in the correct column in part A. Then listen and check your answers. In this exercise in number B, are going to listen to different words and tell the class. Tell your friends, this word is in group A or B, C or D. Is it a, like not, o, no, o, oo, like food, like love. Lesson.
Page 74, Exercise 5, Part B. How is the letter O pronounced in these words? Write them in the correct column in Part A. Then listen and check your answers.
Come.
Done.
Lock.
Own.
Shot.
Soon.
Who.
Wrote.
Page 74, Exercise 5, Part B. How is the letter O pronounced in these words? Write them in the correct column in Part A. Then listen and check your answers.
Come.
Done.
Come. Come. Like love. Come. Done. Done. Like love. So come, done, love. This is group 4D. Again, 1. Love, come, done.
Lock.
Lock. Lock, like not. Group A. Not, top, lock.
Own. Own.
Shot.
Own. Own. Own, like no, no. Own.
Shot.
Shot. Shot, like not. Not, top, lock, shot.
Soon.
Soon. Soon, double O. Soon. Soon. Soon, like food. Food, soon.
Who.
Who. The sound of oo, like ooh. Do, food, soon, who, ooh.
Wrote.
Wrote. Wrote, no, done, own, wrote. Own, wrote. Wrote here in group 2. Group 2, again the answers. Group 1, not, top, lock, shot. Group 2, no, don't, own, wrote. Group 3, ooh, do, food, soon, who. Group 4 sound 1, love, come, done. Exercise number 6, listening. Who pelts them? In this exercise, you are going to listen to 3 tour guides. 3 tour guides describe some very old monuments. Take notes to answer the questions below, then compare with a partner. So in this exercise, you are going to listen about 3 places: the pyramids, Machu Picchu, the Great Wall of China. 3 places. After you listen to the place, like the pyramids, you answer the question: who built them and why were they built? Why were the pyramids built? What is the reason? Who built them? Who built the pyramids? This is, of course, the pyramids of Giza, one of the greatest wonders of the world. Around it, desert, some people are riding camels. People ride camels and horses in the pyramids. The tourists ride camels and horses.
Listen to 3 tour guides describe some very old monuments. Take notes to answer the questions below, then compare with a partner. 1. The pyramids. Who built them? Why were they built?
The pyramids were built more than 4,000 years ago by the Egyptians. The most famous ones are on the west bank of the river Nile, outside of Cairo. They were built as burial places for the Egyptian kings. After a king's death, his body was turned into what is called a mummy. This preserved it. The king's mummy was placed inside the pyramid along with treasures.
The pyramids. Who built them? Why were they built?
The pyramids were built more than 4,000 years ago by the Egyptians. The most famous ones are on the west bank of the river Nile, outside of Cairo. They were built as burial places for the Egyptian kings. After a king's death, his body was turned into what is called a mummy. This preserved it. The king's mummy was placed inside the pyramid along with treasures.
1. The pyramids. The pyramids, who built them? The pyramids were built by the Egyptians. The pyramids were built by the Egyptians. Why were they built? They were built as burial places for kings. Tombs. Tombs, B silent, T-O-M-B-S, B for buck. They were built as burial places for kings. 2. Look at the picture here. What do you see? A lot of trees, green areas, jungles, forests, and buildings, old buildings. Machu Picchu. How big is the city? How big is Machu Picchu? When was it discovered?
2. Machu Picchu. How big is the city? When was it discovered?
Machu Picchu is an Inca city in Peru. Construction of the city started in 1450. The ruins are about 2,400 meters above sea level. The city covers about 13 square kilometers. For centuries, the city was buried in the jungle and wasn't discovered again until 1911. Today, Machu Picchu is one of the most famous tourist attractions in all of South America. Machu Picchu is an Inca city in Peru. Construction of the city started in 1450. The ruins are about 2,400 meters above sea level. The city covers about 13 square kilometers. For centuries, the city was buried in the jungle and wasn't discovered again until 1911. Today, Machu Picchu is one of the most famous tourist attractions in all of South America.
Machu Picchu. Machu Picchu. How big is the city? Machu Picchu covers about 13 square kilometers or 5 square miles. So the city covers 13 square kilometers or 5 square miles. When was it discovered? It was discovered in 1911. It was discovered in 1911. 2. Machu Picchu covers about 13 square kilometers or 5 square miles. It was discovered in 1911. 3. Look at the picture. This is what? Wall. This is the Great Wall of China. Why was it built? Why was the Great Wall of China built? How long is it? How long is the Great Wall of China? Listen.
3. The Great Wall of China. Why was it built? How long is it?
The Great Wall of China is the longest structure ever built. It was built to protect one of the Chinese kingdoms. Much of what exists of the wall today was built during the Ming Dynasty in the late 1400s, although some parts of the wall are much older. The wall is about 11 meters high, and a stone roadway runs along the top of it. The main part of the wall stretches for about 3,400 kilometers.
in all of South America.
3. The Great Wall of China. Why was it built? How long is it?
The Great Wall of China is the longest structure ever built. It was built to protect one of the Chinese kingdoms. Much of what exists of the wall today was built during the Ming Dynasty in the late 1400s, although some parts of the wall are much older. The wall is about 11 meters high, and a stone roadway runs along the top of it. The main part of the wall stretches for about 3,400 kilometers.
The Great Wall of China. Why was it built? The Great Wall was built to protect a Chinese kingdom. How long is it? It's about 2,000 miles or 3,400 kilometers long. Again, 3. The Great Wall of China. The Great Wall was built to protect the Chinese kingdom. It's about 2,000 miles or 3,400 kilometers long. Now that's the end of unit number 11, part 1. Homework number 1, keep the words by heart. Number 2, listen and repeat. 3, answer the first 3 pages of unit 11 workbook. 4, go to www.interchangearcade.org for more exercises. 5, like it and share it. Wish you all good luck. Thanks God. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Presentation Plus is available exclusively with the new 4th edition of Interchange, the most widely used and the most successful English course in the world. This state-of-the-art software is designed to help you maximize your teaching effectiveness as you move seamlessly through each lesson, incorporating video, audio, and even online resources, all with the click of a mouse. With Presentation Plus, your students will be laser-focused on the task at hand as you use the built-in presentation tools to highlight key concepts, reveal answers to exercises, annotate passages, play class audio passages and video segments, and even embed web links right into your lessons. Let us show you how Presentation Plus can help you deliver more engaging and effective lessons. Visit the link below or contact your Cambridge University Press representative for a demonstration today.
ممكن نجيب كتاب Interchange في أي مكتبة على مستوى العالم. الكتاب موجود في العالم العربي كله، في السعودية، في الكويت، الإمارات، البحرين، مصر، والكتاب كمان موجود في فرنسا وإيطاليا وأسبانيا، في كل الدول وفي أوروبا. فكل الناس اللي هم بياخدوا اللغة الإنجليزية كلغة أجنبية تانية يقدروا يستخدموا الكتاب. عندنا مثلا في مصر في المكتبة الأكاديمية، وده جنب مترو أنفاق الدقي. مجرد تخرج من مترو أنفاق الدقي هتلاقي المكتبة على طول قدامك. مكتبة سفنكس في شارع الشواربي. شارع الشواربي في وسط البلد مشهور جدا. فعندنا مكتبة جرير. مكتبة جرير برضو بتقدم كتاب انترتشينج السلسلة كلها، وهي فروع في كل دول الخليج. مكتبة الامازون اللي هي المكتبة رقم 1 على مستوى العالم، ودي برضو فيها كل النسخ بتاعة الانترتشينج